I would like to reduce it down, but at the same time, I would like to explore other possibilities in order to reduce our tax rate increase. And I'll just point out DSS as one of those opportunities to reduce our expenses to the county government and the county taxpayer. You know, the amount of employees that we have at DSS is actually unproportional to some of our peer counties, such as Alamance or Iredell County. And at a per capita ratio, it's higher than, you know, I pulled a sampling of our surrounding counties in 10, and it's higher than all of them. So I think there are opportunities that we can right-size certain departments before we go to funding that purely through a tax raise.
I tend to agree. It almost feels like any time there's been a change in funding from the federal or the state governments, that some, maybe DSS or some other parts of Catawba County government we funded it anyway, whereas our peers have not. The only reason I take issue, well, it's not the only reason. The reason I take issue with it in particular this evening is because of the proposed tax increase. The way that the tax increase is kind of presented and stated to me is a little bit different than the way that I would have done it, because I would have built the budget by saying, let's start with our education structural needs, which in this budget, that's the way it's done is it's that 2.5 cent increase is for education needs, whereas I would have started with that and then built the budget, the remainder of it on top of it, not the other way around. So I think we have to do what's needed with our education needs, and I think that we should have paid for that first, and then looked at the budget and said, okay, with our, last year we had $256 million for the general fund budget. This year it's 272, 273, something like that. So it's a $16.5 million increase. Our tax revenues without the 2.5 cent increase, they went up $8.3 million. So to me, that pays for the education needs. What it doesn't pay for is the expansion of the budget, the expansion of government, and so that's where I kind of start looking at it, saying, you know, we did plan for this. The growth that we planned for did happen, and the money is there to take care of it without the tax increase.